My name is Paul Boyer. This is day one of me with my third bout of cancer. This time it's leukemia. The treatment goal for me is to keep me non-dependent on blood transfusions. And so we are treating this with chemo. My new life is 5 days of chemo, then 3 weeks off. And if I respond to it, the good news is we get to do it again. And as long as I keep responding, that's my month, every month. So it kind of changes you think a little bit. The doctor that I spoke to who first talked to me about this said that if I don't do any treatment, it is about 6 months to live. Because when I'm making the bone marrow's not working. And I'm too old to do a bone marrow transplant, having already had cancer before and diabetes at my age. So the chances of surviving that are about 60-40. So, and I just don't like doing it to people my age. So here I am and trying to stay as healthy as I can. And we'll see where these treatments take me. The first time I had cancer was about 25 years ago now. And I was in the process of drawing up some plans to build another house. And when the doctor told me that this was a melanoma that was removed with surgery, they caught it just in time. He said if I let it go another 2 months, it would not have been good. So they took a big chunk out of my back, and I survived that. I remember though, it's almost like you're driving in your car, and a doctor turns to you and says, "Oh, you've got cancer." It's like you slam on the brakes. All your plans on the dashboard go everywhere. That sandwich that you're trying to eat, while you're driving to one truck to another, just everything is a mess. That first time I went into my car and into my truck, and I just asked God, I said, "Lord Jesus, can you give me a Bible verse? Whatever you give me, good enough for me." And the first verse that came to me is when David called out Goliath. "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine who stands against the Lord's army?" I gotta tell you, the first time the doctor tells you got cancer, and you look at Goliath, it's a little scary. You know? But once I felt that verse, I just told everybody that I met that I'm a cancer survivor. And through surgery they got it, and I was fine. The next time I had to deal with it was I had a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, surgery, and chemo. The chemo that I had that time was about an 8-hour day, go anywhere from 6 to, it got down to about 6, but started at about 8 hours treatment. And that was once a week, one day, and like 3 days, and that was about once a month. As a result of that first batch of chemo, of course it kills the good and the bad. I got a blood infection, and with that blood infection I ended up in intensive care for 6 days, and another 23 days after that. When I left that hospital, I was walking with a walker and a cane. It took me a long time to be able to walk again. move around. So I want to do it best I can by doing that now. No more sitting, ever. What I'd like to share with you is Jesus said that. Well, before I say that, you ever notice that when you look at your brush or your comb, there's all this hair in it that came from your head? Shower tray, pillowcase, clothes, whatever. Every day we're growing hair and losing hair. Jesus talked about fear, and who to fear, what to fear. And in Matthew 10, he tells us that not to be afraid. Our Father knows when a sparrow falls. You could buy 2 of those for a penny back in the day. He knows when a sparrow falls. And then the next verse Jesus says is, the hairs on your head are counted, all of them. I did a Google search one time and found out that there's about 100,000 hairs on average on somebody's head. On average, for a full head of hair. It's amazing to me is that number's always changing. I wonder if it's true that no matter what, no matter how much that number changes and how often it changes, you ask Jesus what it is, he'll give you the number. And to that, every time we lose a hair, grow a hair, he knows. That's the bell. 8.